I'm here today to show you what I've done for chaff vent evacuation, fumes evacuation for your coffee roaster. If you've seen some of the other videos, you know I'm roasting with a Cali Fortis, and one of the issues that I learned really quick is you really, with a caliber of this machine at home, really need to have some form of a vent system. Not so you can just get rid of all the fumes that are then present in your garage or in your house or wherever that you're roasting, but part of the roast or roasting technique really is to you have two forms of heat or creation or exposure of heat. One is the actual flame itself, which I control with a inches of water column with propane and a regulator, and the other is heat. Slower versus faster, you're moving more air through the roaster, so there are different ways you can control that with. And certainly the other item is chaff evacuation. Can you just blow it outside? Sure you can. The previous video that you will see on my channel just covered the basic system with a pellet stove fan blower and a 2-inch duct, and I just got tired of every time I had to clean the impeller on the fan. So I figured out, well, let's filter it. I brew beer as a side hobby. I have been for a while, and knew of these filters that we use for hop filtering in beer, and truly the chaff that you see after you roast is not dissimilar to hops. The husks or little blades on the flour, just bigger on the hops, but nonetheless I knew where to go because I looked into cyclone filters, and they're very expensive and somewhat problematic to get in the size that I needed here. Lots of money to do that. Very good, works fantastic, but I just wanted to, well, create my own, should I say. So in the link underneath the video you will see what I purchased, but essentially I bought a hop pellet filter with a 2-inch flange on it that we will dive into in a little bit. But as you've seen in the previous video, the fan is controlled with a speed control. It's generic, you can buy those for almost nothing. I usually call the settings volt rather than seeing where the rheostat is, because voltage is a direct reflection on the torque on the motor versus how much air it's pulling and whatnot. So I learned really quick how to gauge it and what is needed. So I'll take this off for a second, and it's currently sitting at 42 volts. You can gauge that over here. I call that low airflow. As you can see, the flame is getting sucked in. .55, I'd call medium. And then 65. I call that high. Starting to change color, almost all blue. And then of course you can go up to 100%, in which case it is doing some serious sucking here. So anyway, here's the filter. As you can see, it leaves the roaster chute in a 2-inch, goes over to here into the hop filter, stainless. We'll get to the innards in it in just a little bit. Leaves it here and gets sucked into the blower fan, and then it goes via a, now getting knocked up to a 3-inch duct. More explanation on all this in the other video. I'm not going to go through and cover that again. Then it goes to a 3-inch duct that I then just literally throw out the door. And so let's dive into what is really here. So when I'm done with the roast, I will take this off like so, off on the back side, And then out comes this filter. The filter on the outside used to have a flange, and I simply ground that off, so we have a perfect 2-inch color, or the diameter, out of diameter here, which is perfect for these flex ducts to fit in. I did that on both sides. So let's now take a look at what's inside the filter. The filter comes off. You ever brewed beer? You know this very well. With a compression ring, a silicone gasket, and then you simply have a filter cartridge. The other part here is a fine mesh with a stainless perforated as well. So the way that I have it is the chaff will come in this way, which means it will collect on the outside. You hook it up to the other end, it'll collect on the inside, which is not good. I will then empty this one every time, put this back up here on that. I don't need to remove the filter every time. I'm just doing it to illustrate it here. Comes back up, gets inserted. It's a pretty nice and snug fit. I really like that a lot. And we are rolling and ready for next. There it is. I noticed that we had just an ever so little drop in airflow when you have the chaff in there, but it's not very much. Now granted, I have not roasted a full 500 grams. This machine can do 600 grams. I've not roasted 600 grams on it yet. So I don't know really what that will do. I've only roasted 250 grams, but there was barely anything in, and there was just barely any diminished airflow. So there you have it, chaff filter for the Caldi Fortis and chaff vent system. See you later.